What happened at your work that caused multiple people to all quit at once? I worked at this family restaurant called Mario's for 3 years. The owner, Mr. Garcia, was this sweet old man who treated us like his own kids. He'd bring us homemade soup when we were sick and always made sure we got fair schedules. The place wasn't fancy, but we had regular customers who'd been coming for decades. Mrs. Johnson ordered the same meatloaf every Tuesday. The construction guys always got coffee and donuts at 6 a.m. sharp. We were like a big family. Then Mr. Garcia's son, Jake, took over the business. Right away, things started changing. Jake installed cameras everywhere, even in the break room. He cut our hours, but expected the same amount of work done. The worst part was how he treated customers. Jake would argue with people over coupons and refuse to fix orders that came out wrong. He'd say things like, "Take it or leave it," to customers who'd been coming there for 20 years. But what really broke us was what happened with Lisa. She was our best server, worked there for 8 years, always covered shifts when people called in sick. Customers specifically asked to sit in her section. Lisa's daughter got diagnosed with leukemia and needed chemotherapy. Lisa asked Jake for just 2 days off per month to take her kid to treatments. Jake said if she couldn't commit to full time, she should find another job. We all watched Lisa break down crying in the kitchen. This woman who'd never missed a shift, who'd worked doubles when Jake was short-staffed, getting told her sick daughter wasn't the restaurant's problem. That same week, Jake started making us pay for any food that got sent back, even when the kitchen messed up the order. He said it would teach us to be more careful, but half the time it wasn't even our fault. Then he fired Carlos, our dishwasher, for taking a bathroom break during the dinner rush. Carlos had been there longer than anyone except Mr. Garcia. The man was 70 years old, and Jake embarrassed him in front of everyone. The breaking point came on a Friday night. We were absolutely slammed, every table full, people waiting by the door. Lisa was running around trying to serve 12 tables by herself because Jake refused to schedule enough servers. This family with a crying baby asked Lisa if she could warm up their bottle. Simple request, takes 2 minutes. But Jake saw her heading to the kitchen and started screaming at her in front of the entire dining room. "We're not a daycare center. Tell them to figure it out themselves," he yelled. The baby's parents looked mortified. Other customers started staring. Lisa just stood there holding this tiny bottle, tears streaming down her face. That's when something amazing happened. Every single employee in that restaurant stopped what they were doing. I put down the plates I was carrying. The cook turned off his grill. The hostess stepped away from her podium. Lisa walked over to the family, warmed their bottle, and handed it back with a smile. Then she untied her apron, laid it on the counter, and walked toward the door. One by one, we all followed her. The cook still wearing his chef's hat, the hostess with menus in her hand, me with sauce stains on my shirt. All 7 of us walked out together, leaving Jake standing alone with a restaurant full of customers. The next day, Mr. Garcia called each of us personally. Turns out the customers from that Friday night had called him to complain about Jake's behavior. Within a week, Jake was out and Mr. Garcia was back in charge. He offered us all our jobs back with raises and promised things would return to how they used to be. We all came back except Lisa. She'd already found something better at a pediatric clinic where she could help other families going through what hers was facing. Sometimes the best thing about working somewhere isn't the paycheck. It's knowing your coworkers have your back when it really matters.